Welcome back to another week of the Evolving Tank. This week we have a lot of great updates, so let's get right into it. Going in first is the Crip Balancing. We'll see what it looks like once it grows larger. I had two of these plants I need to put in the tank, so I placed them on opposite sides of the tank, just to give it a little balance. I also had two Crypt Spiralis that also went on opposite sides of the tank. I have actually kept these before. They don't need much care and easily grow over a foot long. Next is yet another crypt. We're adding more Crypt Parva to the carpet. I see a difference every time I add more in. It looks so much better. At some point I might just buy a whole bunch and really fill it in. We also have a brand new carpeting plant going into the tank today. It will be going into the middle of the tank on the side of the hill here, and it's Dwarf Air Grass. This will get a few inches tall and spread slowly. We'll see how it does. One of the things I've been considering when adding carpeting plants to the tank is that I want them to stay small without me having to trim the carpet all the time. Having to deal with that in a tank this size would just be a nightmare for me. I prefer carpeting plants that stay small and won't easily overgrow in the tank. If you have any other suggestions for plants that may work for me, let me know. It also got to the point where I have to address some of these plants that weren't getting the best care while I was dealing with the recent disaster that occurred. Some of the plants were just thrown into a small tank where some of the leaves probably dried out and plants started dying in the water. But I was dealing with a soaked carpet, so that was kind of my top priority at the time. But now the after effects of that are easy to see. So I started cutting off some of the dead leaves. I was nervous about cutting off all the damaged leaves because I figured leaves that were at least half green should still help the plant photosynthesize, at least a little bit, but I did cut off the worst ones. More leaves will for sure die off, but hopefully by that time some of the new growth will be visible and I won't feel so bad about getting rid of the rest of the damaged leaves. Fingers crossed that will turn out for the better. But why don't we hit pause for a second on the planning and watch the fish have a quick meal. Watching the fish eat is still one of my favorite things to do. The guppies are back to doing what guppies do best, having babies, and as much as I love guppies, I don't want this to be a 400-gallon guppy tank. They can quickly get out of control, so that means I'll probably be adding in some more fish soon. I'll need something that could act as a little population control. Let me know if you have any ideas on what I should add. The Krenom had to be cut all the way down because of its dead and dying leaves, so I decided to just add in another one. We'll see if the first one ever comes back. I also added in some Crypt Retro Spiralis, a plant I've never had before. We'll put it right next to the regular Crypt Spiralis and compare the differences between them later on. I picked up some more Ludwigia Mini Super Red. I wanted to have some more stem plants in the tank. These will probably grow all the way to the surface with enough time, but I plan on trimming and replanting them along the way. Red stem Parrot Feather is being planted too. This plant grows very fast and I decided to disperse it throughout the Ludwigia Mini Super Red for a different look. We'll see how that turns out. I also got some more Ludwigia purpurensis. Similar to the Ludwigia Mini Super Red, I wanted to fill out the stem plants a little more. Then there was the Ludwigia ovalis, which was probably the tallest plant I had in the last build of this tank, and this is what I dispersed throughout the purpurensis. And the last stem plant we're adding in was some Rotel and macandra. Or at least that's what it was supposed to be. That's what the local fish store ordered, but there was some doubt that that's what they actually got. I guess we'll have to wait and see what it looks like once it grows in. As far as I'm concerned, the more plants, the better right now, so be ready to see a lot more of that in the future. I also want a lot of variety of plants and a bunch of different colors of plants that would just be cool to look at. I don't want to spill the beans on what I have planned, but let me know what you want to see. The same way I want different plants in here, I want different types of fish as well, but there are just so many possibilities out there. I'm really loving this tank despite all the problems it's had, and if you want to see what the future holds for the aquarium, remember to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. See you all next time.